Taurus. This is Michelle, and I'm here to do your September 2021 tarot reading. This month I am using the Smith-Waite Tarot Deck Centennial Edition, and it is a reproduction of the original deck created by Pamela Coleman Smith. I'm also going to bring in a few cards from the Terracino Bolognese by Giuseppe Maria Metelli, and that is a reproduction by Il Meneghello. We used those cards last month, and I liked them a lot, so we're going to bring them in again as either for clarifiers or for an additional message. I do want to preface my reading this month, September 2021. I want to preface it with this idea, and it's really an intention. I'm setting an intention for this reading for messages of hope and encouragement. And it's because I know that there are just so many difficult things that people are going through at this time. I do want to bring in messages that will make people really feel better and give them strength. The way I approach my readings, I always want to give something happy and full of energy and joyful and all that. I don't know, this month I am feeling though like the tone of the energy right now is such that people really need comfort and solace, many people. And so this is what I am looking for in the reading in the tarot cards this month. And this reading is for my Taurus friends. This is for my Taurus friends, for the sign of Taurus. Let's take a look at the messages for my Taurus friends. It's the Six of Pentacles on the bottom. Let's go ahead and keep that out, and we will see if messages come in related to that. And we are starting out with the Hierophant. All right, that's an interesting, powerful card to begin with. And Temperance. All right, I am already picking up some messages from these cards, but I'm going to hold off and just pull a few more. Our third major arcana, the Hermit, coming in. Oh my goodness, and it's the Nine of Cups, which of course is beautiful to see, especially after all of the things that I just said, right? About the difficulties that we're going through. Okay, so we're just going to focus on this vertical spread initially, Taurus. And what I want to say is that I feel that some of the Taurus folks, I believe that you are looking for ways to bring in a sense of equilibrium into life. How can I bring in some sense of balance? And this is also reflected in the idea of the Hierophant. We have this concept of like the two, right? The two, we could say clerics or monks, the two cups. And then in the center, we have this unifying figure, the priest in this case, and the angel. And so there's this idea of having, undergoing some kind of conflict, I want to say, difficulty, something that perhaps for some of you makes you feel a little bit like torn into directions. You might be torn into directions, and an idea of trying to find a balance, a balancing point, so that you can feel better. With the Hermit coming in, this is suggesting to me, this is a message really that reflects my thinking about the times currently. And this is a little, I want to say, paradoxical. But during these times where we are undergoing so much uncertainty, I feel that many of us are actually finding that we feel more grounded, more comfort, and more solace in spiritual practices or spiritual texts, spiritual readings, spiritual seeking. And so some of you may be in the month of September looking into different types of spiritual support systems or knowledge in order to gain your equilibrium. And even the 9, this is kind of interesting because I'm almost picking up from this 9 the idea of things being a little excessive. Now, the 9 of Cups is, of course, typically the wish card, and we're always very happy to see it. But at the same time, I am picking up this sense of extremes. Okay, so it's kind of like a Jupiter or a type of energy where things can swing almost too much one way or the other. Okay, now if that is true for you, I want to say that I am sorry that that's happening because it doesn't, I think, feel good for Taurus. A fixed sign likes things a certain way, and to be able to count on things being a certain way. And so if things are fluctuating back and forth quite a bit, then I think this reading is acknowledging that. And so to take some comfort in that the cards are reflecting that concept for you, and that there's a spiritual message coming through of understanding. Now we have the Empress coming in. All right, let's see what else we have. The 8 of Wands. Okay, again, tying into that concept of extremes, okay? And Justice, okay, the reading, I have to say so far, these messages I think are almost universal. Okay, so there are some universal messages coming through here. I think they relate to my intentions going into the reading. And it is all about finding equilibrium and balance. And so I think it's a question about what can I do? This might be just like an hour by hour kind of basis. Like right now, this hour or this day, what can I do to find a sense of balance and almost we might say like sanity even. Okay, I'm seeing that kind of like in a light way. I'm saying that in a light way, not literally, but I just need to find my sanity here because things are coming in very fast, very quickly. And for some of you, with the 8 of Wands coming in, now look, we are going to look at this quite literally because I am picking up that sense of having to move or do things very quickly. Okay, so it could be for some of you that you have to take some very quick actions. It's also not particularly comfortable for Taurus, who likes to really contemplate things, right? And think about it before they make a move. Okay, I want to think about this, but you might find yourself in a position or a situation where you have to make some quick decisions. And again, that sense of equilibrium being so important to being able to make those decisions in the best frame of mind possible. Here is the 8 of Swords. Okay, so really interesting to see both the Wands and the Swords coming in. This is the duality, right? This again, we are picking up this sense of duality, this idea of perhaps on the one hand, actually just not wanting to move or go anywhere or do anything. That's possible for some of you. You might be thinking, you know what? No, I'm done. But the energy coming in is saying, no, we have to do things. We have to take care of things. We have to take some action here. All right, and so I think I'm going to pull a few more cards, but I'm just going to mention while this message is coming in, the message coming in from these particular cards and this reading and these positions of this reading is suggesting that it's okay actually to just sit with yourself, I'm going to say, and try to find that balance before you make the move. Okay, if that is what I am picking up. It's like this eight is coming in along with this eight. These two eights are coming in as like a I want to say a message or a recommendation. Let me put it that way, like an advice. These are coming in as advice cards. All right. So you may feel very pressured to make a move. But if that's the case, to just kind of sit with yourself, find the peace, find the peace, find the equilibrium, do what you have to do to help that to come about. And I think this is going to help you a great deal in making decisions. So the Tower coming in, just underscoring that concept for those of you that are experiencing some sort of chaos in life at this time. The Tower is reflecting that. And obviously, there's a sense that we don't want to be in that space at this time. And so, how do we find our peace? And here is the message. It is the Queen of Cups. All right, it is the Queen of Cups coming in. So, a very strong message about seeking spiritual solace wherever that may be, whether it's a practice or perhaps you are reading certain spiritual texts or texts that are filled with wisdom about life. And I feel understanding that beneath all of this, that there is a great love. There is a great love for you, Taurus, a great spiritual love, and also the love of other people. This is really what gets us through. I just want to go back to the Six of Pentacles. It was at the bottom of the deck because it came in. And this is also, it's a theme that has been on my mind. And so I want to share it. And I think that's why it came up in your reading. And that is that on the one hand at this time that we really need to find ways to take care of ourselves and our own families and our own interests. Find our equilibrium, our spiritual strength. It is actually there that we are going to feel really grounded for many of us. But at the same time, when the opportunity arises for Taurus, we can help, assist, or console others when the opportunity arises. And I feel that it is the combination of those two things that is going to be the most helpful moving forward. All right, so we are going to select 3 cards from the Tarocchino for additional encouragement, messages, and we have the 9 of Cups coming in. Okay, so twice. That is repeated now. All right, 2 more cards, please, for my Taurus friends, but I may pick up a different message from that. Let's see. 2 more cards for my Taurus friends. And we have the Queen of Cups, another repeat. Okay, so 2 cards selected from the Tarocchino that also came up in your reading. One way to look at that is just that it is confirmation, I want to say. I need to look at this card, but I'm actually not selecting it for you. Okay, let me just, that's the message I'm getting, so I'm going with it. And the 8 of Swords, again, a repeat. Okay, now that's interesting, that little maneuver there, because what just happened was that I just picked 3 cards. I cannot see through these, by the way, okay? I just picked 3 cards. Let me double check. That's the 8, the Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Cups, all repeated. Okay, that's really pretty interesting, I think. Okay, to see that kind of repetition. I think on the one hand, it's telling us to take a look at these cards one more time and to think about them. Let me just take a look. There might be also some additional messages there. Okay, so I'm going to continue to pick up the messages, but I do want to say that I am picking up a very strong, I'm going to call it like a love current. Okay, an emotion of love. I think that is really at the core of Taurus. Of course, Venus ruled, right? Venus ruled Taurus. There is a strong love current coming in. I think this is really at the basis of everything that is motivating you currently. Whichever way it is that you're shifting in feelings and thoughts, I think it is because there is just so much love, love inside of you. Okay, I'm looking at the 8 of Swords now a little bit more carefully, and for messages from the 8 of Swords. And so what I am picking up from this for you, Taurus, is this is like a final message of encouragement, is to just know that regarding the timing of everything, that everything will work out in due course. That is what is coming through. And we can oftentimes, well, maybe not oftentimes, these are unusual times, but we can find ourselves in circumstances where we simply cannot know what the outcome is. It's like an out of your hands kind of situation. That also can be uncomfortable for Taurus folks. Mutable signs may be a little easier to just kind of roll with it, but the fixed signs can feel like they want to have more of an understanding about what exactly is going to happen. That may not be the case exactly, but the message coming through, the overall message coming through, is to not to worry, because there is a very strong spiritual, I want to say component and protection for you coming in through this reading. And if it does feel it's very uncomfortable not knowing exactly what the future holds, the entire reading is suggesting to just ground yourself or find your base in a spiritual practice, or even seeking spiritual knowledge. I feel that this is where a great deal of comfort is going to come in for you. We do have the Knight of Rods. I didn't actually, I needed to look at this card, but it wasn't part of this message, all right? It wasn't part of this message. So let me just look at the Knight of Rods. I feel like selecting this Knight, actually, it's telling me this is the message I'm picking up. You are going to get back to things. You will get back to your mission, even if it feels like you have been somewhat derailed currently. You will get back to things. They will settle down, and you definitely are going to get back on track. All right, that's beautiful to see. Taurus, that's your reading for September 2021. Thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure and a privilege to read for you as always, and I'll see you next time.